10 years ago. Late at night, Natasha and her friends follow Jane down a dark, winding staircase below Mr. Red's house.
Jeez, how deep do these stairs go?
Ahead, Natasha hears Jane's eager feet hurrying down the stairs.
Jane! Wait up!
I can barely see a thing in here.
Does anybody else hear water?
Guys, come see.
Natasha follows Jane's voice downward, and a wave of cold air greets her as the staircase opens up into a vast underground chamber.
Holy cow! It's a cave!
Cool!
Whoa!
Their words echo distantly over pools of still, dark water. Stacy shudders.
It's freezing down here.
Where's Mr. Red?
A billowing shadow sweeps into view.
Ah! Mr. Red, you scared Lily.
Don't be mean, Natasha.
I was protecting Lily.
It's okay. I'm kind of a scaredy cat.
Anyway, let's play.
They follow Mr. Red deeper into the cave.
See, I told you guys, coming here at night would be awesome.
Natasha notices a broken mirror nearby, and she's about to approach it out of curiosity when...
I'm sorry, Mr. Red.
But Natasha can't help but feel something strange tingling within her when she looks at the mirror.
So, what do we do now?
I have an idea. Mr. Red, do you want to play a game?
Mr. Red's eyes flash and blaze.
I think that's a yes.
Okay, what game should we play?
A chill wind sweeps over them.
Are you scared?
Huh? Is that a game?
Oh, my brother's friends played that at our Halloween party last year. How do you play?
As Stacy explains the rules, Mr. Red seems to grow darker, as if light can no longer touch him. Suddenly, the spark appears again, and Natasha can't help but feel a little uneasy.
And if everyone gets scared, the monster wins and they get to pick the monster for the next round.
That sounds scary. Are we allowed to play that?
Who's gonna stop us?
I don't know.
Come on, this is the whole reason why we came here. To play with Mr. Red. We have to at least play one round. Unless you're scared, Natasha.
I think this is a bad idea.
Sounds like something a chicken would say.
I think we should go back. If our parents found out we snuck off.
Ava flaps her arms, making chicken sounds.
Natasha's a chicken.
Shut up! I'm not a chicken.
Then prove it.
Fine.
Everyone takes their seat.
Oh, guys, wait a minute. Who's gonna be the monster?
The shadows pulse as Redfield sinks back into the darkness.
Play!
Did it just get colder?
Natasha's heart beats faster, her uneasiness rising, feeling like she can't breathe well.
Calm down. It's just a stupid game.
Mr. Red, are you going to be the monster?
Redfield's eyes pierce through the darkness as he stalks the outside of the circle.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
Lucas notices Natasha with her eyes closed, pacing a little.
I think I changed my mind. I'm with Natasha. I don't think we should play this.
Me neither.
Hey, guys? I can't stand up.
Yeah, those are the rules.
No, I mean I can't stand up.
Stacy's knuckles clench white as she fights to escape, the pitch in her voice rising to a shriek.
I can't move!
What the heck?
Natasha tries to stand, but her legs are stuck to the seat like a magnet.
I can't get up either!
Redfield circles as they all struggle. When he speaks, his voice is different than the one they know. Stranger. Darker.
Are you scared?
Mr. Red, this isn't how the game works!
Play.
His whispers echo off the cavern walls, and beside Natasha, 2 black claws clamp down around Dan's shoulder. Dan cries out as he's sucked back into the darkness.
Dan! What'd you do to him?
Mr. Red's eyes widen, taken aback, looking at her with a little bit of fear, like he's realized something. But then, he quickly uses an invisible force, slamming Natasha onto the cavern floor and pinning her down.
Can't move!
One by one, the rest of the kids fall to Mr. Red's scares, until only Noah and Jane remain.
Screw you!
Redfield cocks his head, one clawed hand reaching for Jane.
No! Get away from my sister!
Noah plunges backwards, and Redfield turns to Jane.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Darkness bleeds into the air around Jane, swirling into a black vortex that lifts her off the ground. The vortex builds, swirling faster and faster, filling the cave with sound like tortured screams.
Jane!
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not.
The chair slams into the ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces. Jane's body lies broken among the wreckage, her neck twisted at an unnatural angle, her wide, empty eyes staring right through Natasha's.
No!
Back in the present, Natasha sits up in bed, nauseous with terror, heart hammering in her chest.
Oh, Jane!
Tears spill down her cheeks as she hugs herself, shaking with sobs.
It's nothing, girl. I'm okay.
Natasha reaches down to ruffle her ears. Beside Hilda, Luna rolls over in her sleep, snuggling against Hilda's side.
I gotta make this right.
At school, Natasha catches up with Noah as he walks up the front steps.
Wow, you look as bad as I feel. Didn't sleep well?
Nightmares? You too?
Noah nods ruefully, rubbing his eyes.
I can barely think straight. Pretty sure I called my mom a fascist for asking me to take out the garbage.
Natasha steps through the front doors. As they walk down the hall, they spot Andy walking in the opposite direction.
Hey, how are you holding up?
Hanging in there. How about...
Andy flinches as mocking voices shout down the hall.
Hey, King Kang! You threw that game on purpose? Or you just a one-hit wonder?
Bet you're glad those spiders showed up, huh? Nice excuse for ditching the game early.
What?
Hey! You wanna say that to my face?
Andy walks past them, chasing the mocking laughter down the hall.
We gotta do something about this Mr. Red situation before one of us cracks.
Well, I for one am done taking hits. It's time we start hitting back.
Yeah, totally. So, what do you want to do?
Homework.
Stacy enters first period English and makes her way to Lily's desk.
Hey, did you get Natasha's text?
Yeah, I want to go, but, Brittany and I are supposed to go look at homecoming dresses tonight.
Lily, Britney is...
Oh, my ears are burning.
Brittany slides up to Lily's desk with a grin and a packet of gummy bears.
Morning, Lily Bear. Want one? I saved the green ones, 'cause I know they're your favorite.
Oh, sure. Thanks, babe.
Babe? Oh my god, you're adorable! Boop.
Brittany boops Lily on the nose, and they both laugh, as Brittany's eyes meet Stacy's.
Good morning, Stacy. Would you like a gummy bear?
A hard pass. Also, we need to talk.
Stacy yanks Brittany away by the arm and drags her to the other side of the classroom.
Ow! What is your problem?
My problem is you. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but you listen to me.
Brittany holds up her hand, flapping it open and closed like a mouth.
If you hurt her, I swear to God, blah blah blah. Look, I already did this routine with Natasha, so can we skip the threats?
I don't need to threaten you, remember? Not when I have your phone.
Wow, Stace, it's a shame you're not as good at cheerleading as you are at blackmail.
At least I didn't get my blackmail material by secretly filming my so-called friend. Now, are you gonna stay away from Lily?
Is it so unbelievable that I might just actually have feelings for her?
Yes! You don't have feelings! You're a monster!
You can't talk to me like...
In Stacy's pocket, her cell phone buzzes.
Hold that thought!
Stacy pulls her phone out, jumping as audio blasts from the speakers, and a familiar video plays on the screen.
Oh, I don't! I hate my life! Everyone thinks we're this perfect little family because that's what Mayor and Mom needs us to be. But it's all fake! Mom and Dad hate hate each other. They're both having affairs and they don't even try to hide it from me.
What the hell?
Stacy mashes the power button, but her phone won't turn off. Students start to stare. Stacy hurls the phone to the ground and the case explodes into shrapnel. But the speaker keeps playing even louder.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
Oh my god?
Then another phone buzzes, and another. All around Stacy, phone screens light up one by one. Speakers blaring in chorus, as the PA system screeches in overhead.
I hate my life! Everyone thinks with this perfect little fit!
This shouldn't be possible! Unless... Oh no... It's him.
Students look her way, pointing and whispering. Stacy slumps against a desk, fighting the urge to throw up.
Oh my god, this is too good.
Britney, what the hell? Can't you tell she's upset?
I'm sorry.
Stacy, are you okay? What's wrong?
It's over.
What's over?
My life!
Stacy pushes past Britney, vision blurring as she runs for the door. Staring at his locker, Lucas glances down the hall and finds Ava glaring at her own.
Welp.
On Ava's locker door, blood-red letters spell out the word witch. She shouts up and down the hall.
Hey, whoever did this, your handwriting sucks.
Ava rips the door open with a snarl. Lucas shakes his head.
Jeez. Poor Ava.
Then he hears raised voices in the hall and turns the other way to see Lily hurrying past, Britney trailing close behind.
How could you be so cruel, Britney?
It just slipped out.
You were standing there laughing. You had something to do with it. Stacy was really upset.
I'm trying to be better, but you know I've been having those headaches, and sometimes I just can't think.
Or maybe you're just not the person I thought you were.
Lils, please, wait up.
They continue past Natasha, disappearing around the corner. Natasha then approaches Lucas.
Gosh, that was tough to watch.
Tell me about it. You're right, Natasha. Things are bad today.
Let's just try to get to class, please.
Yeah, let me grab something in my locker real quick.
Sighing, Lucas turns back to his locker and spins the dial. But when he opens the door...
What the?
Natasha gasps loudly and covers her mouth. A pile of prescription bottles tumbles out.
No. I threw my pills away, and I never had this many!
Shit, let me help you.
Lucas and Natasha crouch, quickly gathering up all the bottles. Arms full, they start stuffing the bottles back into his locker.
Hello, you two. Lucas, do you have a second?
The two freeze, peeking around Lucas's locker door to see Principal Flores approaching from down the hall.
I'm a little busy right now, so...
Lucas, go. I've got this.
Natasha pushes Lucas to Principal Flores.
I'm worried about how students are coping with so many accidents so close together. Between Dan, Mr. Cooper, Cody.
Hidden behind Lucas's locker door, Natasha continues to frantically shove pill bottles into the already full locker.
You're right. We should have an assembly.
Yes, I was going to suggest that very thing.
Great. I'll book the auditorium first thing tomorrow. Is there anything else you wanted, or...?
Just to say that I truly appreciate everything you do for this school, Lucas.
Lucas takes a quick glance at Natasha. Then she gives him a thumbs up.
I owe her one.
If you ever need anything from me, a letter of recommendation or...
Suddenly...
What in the...
Oh no.
Lucas is about to stop her, but Principal Flores quickly moves to check and finds Natasha drowning in pill bottles. She looks at Principal Flores, laughing nervously.
Miss Ayala, what is this? Care to explain why you were shoving pill bottles on Lucas's locker?
Principal Flores grabs Natasha from the floor, looking at her and speaking in a very serious tone.
Your mother told me about this once, how you used to be like this before. Taking drugs and having suicidal thoughts. It seems it's back, and now more extreme.
What?
Natasha closes her eyes, looking away, her jaw clenching.
Hiding those pill bottles on his locker to save yourself is beyond too far. You're coming with me to the office and I'm going to call your mother this instant.
Principal Flores is about to drag Natasha away when Lucas steps in.
Principal Flores, wait! Natasha did nothing wrong.
Lucas? What is the meaning of this?
She's innocent. Those pill bottles are actually mine.
Lucas!
What?
She's the nicest and sweetest person I've ever met. More than I deserve. She had nothing to do with this. It's my responsibility and mine alone. If you still don't believe me, have a look at the pill bottles yourself.
Principal Flores lets go of Natasha and picks up a bottle. She turns it over in her hand, squinting at the label.
You're absolutely right. I apologize, Miss Ayala. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that.
It's okay.
Just go to class now. I'll handle this.
Principal Flores turns to Lucas and crosses her arms, tapping her foot.
My office. Now.
Principal Flores grabs Lucas by the arm, taking him away. He looks back as Natasha watches in sadness. That evening at the library, Natasha paces anxiously as Noah drums his fingers on the table.
Are they even gonna bother to come?
I knew this was gonna happen. I just knew.
The door opens and Lucas enters.
Lucas! My gosh! Are you alright?
I got suspended.
Oh no. Lucas, I'm so sorry. I tried. I wish I could have done more.
Don't. You already helped enough and I appreciate it. But Mr. Red is determined to ruin our lives no matter what. And also, I wasn't going to let you take this bait from me like this.
Natasha smiles, giving Lucas a kiss on the cheek.
Thank you.
Lucas blushes, putting a hand behind his head, smiling.
Now then, if there's anything in this library that can kill that bastard, we're going to have to find it even if it takes us years. Where's everyone else?
Here.
They turn to see Andy walk in. Stacy shuffles behind him, face red from crying. She drops a half-eaten pint of ice cream in the trash.
I hope you guys don't mind if I just curl up on the floor in a ball.
As long as I can join you.
Lily drapes a garment bag from the dress store over the back of a chair, sighing heavily.
Guys, I'm not so sure about Britney.
Wow. You actually came.
Of course we came. Why wouldn't we?
We need to stick together. Now more than ever.
Wow. This is getting dangerously close to a group hug territory.
One hand still on the door, Ava tries to back out of the room, but Stacy grabs her by the collar.
Oh, no you don't.
You're not escaping that easily.
You all made it. Group hug. Seriously.
No.
Yes, get in here.
Ava sighs as Natasha throws an arm around her, helping Stacy and Lily reel her in.
See? Not so bad.
Nope. I hate this. You're all gross.
Aw, we love you too, Ava.
Okay, so here's what comes next. We're looking for anything we can find on Redfield. Or his weird monsters. or cults from the 1800s, or coma epidemics followed by multiple deaths. Oh, or some guy named Godar E. Phileas.
Who's that?
A scholar who came to Westchester in the 1800s. He was looking for a monster that lived in the woods, and I think it was Mr. Red.
How'd you hear about him?
Let's just say a little bird told me.
All right! That should be more than enough to crack this thing. Let's get to it.
After hours of fruitless searching, morale is running low.
We haven't found anything on Mr. Red. Anyone have any bright ideas?
My idea maker is fried. I haven't eaten anything all day, and I can't stop thinking about pizza.
I'd settle for a cup of coffee. And maybe a new identity.
I just want to go outside for a walk.
Okay, Grandpa. Personally, I just want to break something, preferably with a hammer. And I do know a warehouse nearby where I can do just that.
Lily nudges Natasha on her shoulder, pulling her aside. Natasha follows her around a bookshelf.
What's up?
The gang seems not great. A break might be a good chance to talk to them.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Natasha walks over and taps Andy on the shoulder.
Hey, you serious about that walk? Because I happen to be a pretty big fan of walking.
Andy grins, stretching in his seat.
Hell yeah! If I have to sit still for one more second, I'm gonna freak out.
The two of them head for the front doors and out into the late afternoon sun. After a brief walk, Natasha and Andy find themselves at a small park a few blocks away.
So, you want to talk?
Andy stares at his shoes, kicking rocks off the gravel path.
Earth to Andy. Come in, Andy.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering if I should head back to the gym. You know, get in some practice.
I thought basketball practice was canceled today because of, you know.
Natasha holds up her hand, twitching her fingers like spider legs.
Okay. Yeah. There's no official practice. But I have to put in twice the work those guys do to get a second of game time. I can't afford not to.
Andy lets out a sigh and sags heavily onto a nearby bench. Natasha sits down next to him.
This is really bugging you, huh? Andy, working hard is important, but so is taking a break. You're going to burn yourself out by the time real practice starts again.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Besides, I think Tarantula Rain is a good reason to avoid the gym for a while.
The corner of Andy's mouth quirks up for a moment, but then he sighs again.
Come on, I'm doing my best here. What's on your mind?
Nothing. It's just...
Andy hunches over, the heels of his palms digging into his eyes.
It's everything. All of it. It's all so messed up, Natasha. For 1 second, everything was so perfect. I was exactly where I wanted to be, doing exactly what I wanted to do. But then, Ben got worse. And then Tom.
Natasha pats his arm, waiting patiently for him to get the words out.
What if Tom never wakes up?
Hey, don't say that. I got the venom out of his system. He's doing okay.
He's not doing okay, Natasha. He still hasn't woken up.
Well, he's going to be fine. Because if he's not fine, then Dan's not fine. And I refuse to let that happen, even if I have to wake them myself.
If the doctors can't do it, how are you going to?
I hadn't really thought about that part. Yelling real loud? Playing theme song to friends?
Surprised the doctors haven't tried that yet. It's foolproof.
Natasha straightens up and turns to face Andy on the bench.
We'll figure this out, Andy. We'll get Tom back, I promise.
Yeah, I know we will. Because you're unstoppable.
From the great King Kang, that's quite a compliment.
Natasha and Andy grin at each other. The sun begins to set over the trees, giving everything a faint pink glow. Natasha reaches over and wraps her arms around Andy's shoulders, squeezing tightly. He squeezes back.
Andy, you're squishing me.
Oops, sorry. Guess all those pull-ups are really starting to pay off.
Natasha pulls away, standing up to stretch.
Ready to head back?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks for walking with me, Natasha.
Anytime.
Andy gets to his feet, and the two of them start back.
Pardon me for intruding, but I believe you mentioned breaking stuff with a hammer?
That I did. Follow me.
Ava tosses her book back onto the table, and Natasha follows her out of the library. They shimmy through a glassless window pane. When they drop to the floor of the other side, a cloud of dust explodes around them.
Took you long enough to climb that wall. It's like you've never trespassed before.
Jeez, American Vandal? Cut me a break, why don't ya?
They walk over to a corner and pick up a rusty sledgehammer, hefting it over her shoulder.
A sledgehammer, huh? You're really serious about this.
To be fair, the sledgehammer was here before I was. But yeah, nothing takes the edge off like hitting stuff with a big hammer.
Ava gestures across the room to a pile of cinder blocks, empty glass bottles, and paint cans amidst the rest of the rubble.
You want the first shot?
Ava offers Natasha the sledgehammer. She rears it back and brings it down on a wooden crate, spraying wood chips across the concrete floor.
Awesome!
Right? Here, let me show you how it's done.
Natasha hands Ava the sledgehammer back and moves aside so she can have her shot.
You really come here a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Just whenever things get to be too much or whatever, or the times my dad starts pissing me off.
Your dad? He always seemed like a nice guy to me.
Natasha can see Ava's jaw clench as she brings the hammer down on a center block, caving in the side.
He's nice, all right. Nice to everyone but his creepy kid. You don't know what it's like to have a dad, Natasha. You never had one of your own.
Ava gasps, realizing what she said, and the room falls silent.
Shit. Natasha, I'm sorry. I went too far. I shouldn't have said that.
It's fine. I don't care. Right now, this right here in front of me is more concerning.
Ava sighs, looking a little ashamed.
Sometimes I wonder what kind of person I'd be if my dad wasn't so... I don't know.
So strict? Having a sheriff for a dad must be pretty tough.
It's not just that. You know, I really love all this creepy ghostly stuff.
Duh. It's been like that since we were kids. What was that movie you used to be obsessed with? Grave Encounters?
Used to be. I still watch that movie today.
Same old Ava. So what's your point?
Ava leans against one of the building's support beams, wiping her brow.
My point is, sometimes I wonder how much of all that is just to spite my dad. Every time I get dressed, I can hear his voice. Boys don't like girls who dress like that, or you're gonna hex me if I'm around you. Who the hell does he think he is? He can't tell me how to dress or what hair I should like.
Yikes. He sounds kinda sexist.
Ava sighs. He's really not, most of the time. He's just old-fashioned. And a cop. He thinks he's protecting me. But I don't need his protection. I don't need anyone's protection. At least, I didn't.
Ava's face scrunches up in the middle. She turns her back to Natasha, hammering away at a pile of wooden crates.
Everyone needs help sometimes, Ava. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's dumb.
Her hammer connects with one of the empty paint cans and crumples it on impact. She swings at another, and the hammer bounces off.
It's not dumb, it's just life, I guess. No one can do everything by themselves. Look at me. I tried to face Mr. Red myself, and look what happened.
Natasha peeks at her face, just in time to see a tear fall, and then another. Her words are punctuated with blows to the paint can.
Not if you have magic powers.
With the final blow, the paint can ruptures, splattering both of them with globs of sticky blue paint. There's a short silence, and then they start to laugh. Ava's mouth quirks up in an unwilling smile as she wipes at her tears.
Ava, listen to me.
Natasha crosses the distance between her and places both her hands firmly on her shoulders.
Those powers aren't what makes you special.
Why do I feel like you're about to bring up snowflakes?
I'm trying to have a serious moment here, Ava. You are the most confident, exciting, headstrong, badass person I know.
Cut it out. You're gonna make me blush.
Ava gives Natasha a smile, a real one this time, her hand still on her shoulders. Natasha sticks her fist out.
Seriously? A fist bump? What, are we in a frat now?
Come on, girl, hit it. Don't leave me hanging.
Ava laughs, rolling her eyes.
Yeah, fine.
Ava pounds her fist, then blows it up, making a little explosion noise with her mouth. They both break into laughter.
As much as I hate saying this, you're right. Mr. Red can keep his stupid powers. Thanks, Natasha. You're pretty good at this pep talk business.
Just one of my many skills.
Eventually they let go. Ava looks Natasha up and down and laughs.
Well, I feel about 10 times better. Let's clean off this pain and head back before those nerds make a breakthrough without us.
That's the spirit. Hey, come on, Stacy.
Huh?
Let's go get that coffee you wanted.
Gosh, how can I refuse such an eloquent invitation?
Can you bring me a chai?
Sure. Everybody text us your orders.
Natasha and Stacy grab their things and head for the cafe downtown. While they wait for their coffee orders, Natasha and Stacy climb into a corner booth. Stacy rests her head against the table.
Stacy.
Natasha, please don't start. I know you just want to cheer me up, but I really...
It's not that. I don't think this table's been wiped yet. It's still covered in crumbs.
Ew!
Stacy sits up sharply, swiping a hand across her forehead. She sighs.
Of course. The toast will crumble on the crap building that is today.
Still thinking about that video?
As if on cue, someone walks past, and they hear a snippet of Stacy's voice from the tiny speakers.
Both having the bears and they don't even...
Okay, it's pretty bad, but it's not the end of the world.
Are you sure? Because it definitely feels like it. This is my family we're talking about, Natasha. Mom's gonna be furious, Dad's gonna be so disappointed, and Connor... he's gonna be so upset I didn't tell him about this.
Connor will understand, I'm sure. And he'll forgive you. And family is supposed to forgive their kins, right?
My mom is so not the forgiving type. When I was 8, I spilled juice on one of her cashmere sweaters. She made me pay for it out of my allowance.
Ouch. That can't have been cheap.
She set me up with a very reasonable 3-year repayment plan.
Okay, so your mom's a little strict and frugal, but she's not entirely a monster. She cares about you, even if she's not perfect.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Besides, we face a lot worse than your mom at this point.
Okay, that's definitely true, but...
Stacy falls silent for a moment as a group of kids from school pass their table. She turns away from them, shielding her face.
Listen to me. Everything's going to be fine.
How? This is going to be the biggest scandal my mom has ever dealt with, and it's all my fault.
She bites her lip to keep it from trembling.
No, it's not. All you did was confine the truth in someone you thought was a friend. You couldn't have known this would happen, and you definitely don't deserve all of this after what Britney put you through. Your mom can only be upset because she knows it's all true. So if you're gonna blame anyone, blame me. If I didn't have to go and provoke Mr. Red...
Hey, no, don't say that. This is all a long time coming. Trust me.
Stacy takes a deep breath, then musters up a weak smile.
Well, Natasha, the cat's out of the bag in any case. I guess I just gotta suck it up and move on.
Atta girl, I promise, it's not as bad as it seems. And even if it is, you'll always have me on your side.
Stacy gives Natasha a real smile. She reaches out to lay her hand on top of hers.
Thanks, Natasha. You seriously are the best.
Natasha pulls her hand free and wraps both her arms around her.
Order for Natasha? 7 coffees for Natasha.
I guess we'd better go, huh? Thanks, Natasha. But just for being you, I guess.
Right back at you, Stacy.
Stacy stands a little taller as they grab the coffees and start back.
Hey, Lucas, it's pizza time.
But what about...
Pizza time.
Lucas holds his hands up in defeat.
Okay. Let's go.
Hey, make sure you bring enough for the rest of the class.
Will do.
Natasha and Lucas grab their stuff and walk out to his car. Natasha and Lucas enter the mostly empty diner and order 3 large pizzas. While they wait, the two of them take seats at the counter. Lucas taps his fingers aggressively against the countertop.
Lucas,
I'm sorry for putting you through so much.
It's alright.
No, I truly am. You almost got in trouble because of me, for trying to help me. And Principal Flores brought up a pretty touchy subject you probably didn't want surfing yourself.
Oh, that.
The two stay silent for a long moment.
When the whole Mr. Red thing and Jane stuff happened, time passed, but I was going through a dark place still.
Natasha, no, you don't have to talk about it.
Lucas, this doesn't bother me anymore. Let's just say the memories of what happened 10 years ago, plus the guilt for Jane's death, being completely alone without anyone to talk about it, the nightmares, the constant bullying, not having a dad. Guess you could say that broke me completely. Well, you know where the rest leads.
Lucas's expression saddens, not saying another word.
Anyways, there you have it.
Natasha,
Don't feel pity for me. That whole thing is locked in the past. I'm not the same person I used to be, believe me.
I can definitely believe that. You clearly have become more braver, tougher, and stronger. You make things so easy on yourself now. I wish I could be that way.
I'm not superhuman. I'm just a normal human like you. I just suck it up now and go forward. And I'm sure you can too. Honestly, some people would consider a suspension from school an opportunity to relax.
Lucas scoffs, but his fingers still.
How am I supposed to relax while my future is sprinting away from me?
Don't you think you're taking this a little too hard? It's not like you're expelled.
You don't understand, Natasha. My record was spotless. And now it's all ruined.
That may be so. Just know that people like me will never abandon you. Even if you're not Mr. Perfect. I mean it. Whatever you need. Homecoming committee notes, homework for your classes, back rub.
Lucas's lips twitch as he hides a smile, grabbing Natasha's hand.
This right here is the reason why I ended up giving everything away. And honestly, even if it hurts, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Lucas.
You're too good of a person. Risking yourself for everyone, even for me.
Well, you know I would do anything for the people I care.
I appreciate the offer, but I don't know how much good it would do. Especially if Principal Flores decides to get the police involved, like she threatened.
Natasha hears a chime, and Lucas pulls his phone out of his pocket. He takes one look at the screen and puts the phone face down on the counter.
What am I gonna tell my parents, though?
I honestly don't know. I mean, who the hell would believe a freaking monster summoned those pill bottles?
Crazy things were already happening to the others, and I wasn't being careful myself. And of course, it just had to happen when Flores was coming towards us. Every one of those pill bottles has my name on it. And not in the metaphorical sense, in the cold, hard evidence sense.
If it only was a few.
But there were so many. Plus, Principal Flores was extra mad because I've involved you in this. There's no way I can make this look okay.
Lucas pushes his glasses up to rest on top of his head and rubs his eyes vigorously.
This is... I just can't believe how badly I messed up.
Okay, why don't we see if we can give things a little perspective?
Natasha spins her stool around to face him. She gingerly takes Lucas's hands, keeping them trapped in hers.
Let's say, and remember that nothing's really happened yet, but let's say that Principal Flores drops the hammer on you. I'm talking like head in the guillotine, cops, parents, longer suspension, the whole deal.
Lucas pales. Natasha squeezes his hands comfortably, and his shoulders seem to relax just slightly.
So, what's the worst case scenario here? You have to work a little harder? Maybe, I don't know, join another club or do some community service?
If you can think of a school activity that I'm not already involved in, please let me know. None of those are options for me. I'm supposed to go to Princeton. If I don't get in, my mother will have an aneurysm.
What about you?
What about me?
Do you want to go to Princeton?
Why wouldn't I? It's one of the best schools in the country. Anyone would be lucky to go there.
But we're not talking about anyone. We're talking about you. What school do you really want to go to?
I hardly see what that has to do with anything.
Only everything? I think you need to examine your life. Just really think about the path that you're on, and if any of it is going to make you happy.
I'm plenty happy. I'm top of my class. I'm in good health.
Lucas stiffens, staring off into the distance with his brow furrowed. He grimaces.
I'm totally living someone else's life, aren't I?
All at once his body sags. He runs his hands through his hair, breaking up the meticulously combed waves. He laughs humorlessly.
This is... What am I doing? All this work to go to a school that I don't even know that I want to go to? I mean, I'm the chair of the knitting club, Natasha.
Oh my god! I didn't even know we had a knitting club, honestly.
He laughs again, even harder. It's infectious. After a moment, they're both cracking up.
I'm going to take your advice. This isn't the end of the world. It's just the beginning. Thanks, Natasha. I feel like a new person. But you should also apply that to yourself, you know.
Huh? What do you mean?
Remember when you said you're good at singing?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Then you should follow your passion and join the music club.
No way, sir. Clubs aren't really my thing.
Natasha, I've heard you sing many times, even as kids. You sing like a true angel.
Okay, now you're just exaggerating.
Do you have any idea how many times I've heard about the music club wanting to recruit you? I've lost count at this point.
Natasha sighs, but she can't help but smile.
Come on, give it a chance.
Okay, fine. But only for you.
That's the spirit.
Lucas leans closer, excitement shining in his eyes. For the first time since they were kids, he looks carefree. In the heat of the moment, Natasha leans in, and Lucas puts a firm hand around the nape of her neck, drawing her into a kiss. After a moment, they pull apart.
Okay, I officially like new Lucas.
Me too.
They're startled at the sound of a bell dinging and pull themselves apart as a stack of pizza boxes is placed in front of them.
We should get these back before they get cold.
Yeah, I guess we should.
As they stand up to leave, Lucas's phone buzzes again. He picks it up, tensing.
Your mom again? Do you want to get that? I'll wait.
Do I want to get it? You know what, Natasha? I don't think I do. I'm already in trouble anyway, right?
Now you're living on the wild side.
Lucas scoops up the pizza boxes, and Natasha follows him out the door. Natasha and Lucas get back to the library, and they get back to work, feeling revitalized.
Alright, let me at those books.
Natasha's energy proves infectious, and soon everyone is attacking their tasks with renewed enthusiasm.
Oh, I just remembered there's a rare book room in the back. Does someone want to check it out with me?
Aw, yeah? If there are any ancient tomes of dark and forbidden magic in this place, that's where I'll be.
Need someone to help carry? I feel like I could lift about 20 books right now.
Only 20? I thought your record was 25.
Let me know if you see Volume 2 of Westchester Through the Ages back there. I'm almost through Volume 1.
Natasha takes a seat next to Noah, and he nudges her with his elbow.
Pass me that book, would you?
Sure thing.
Natasha dives back into research with a contented smile on her face. A while later, Natasha's returning a book to the shelf when she notices Lily in a corner nook, thumbing through a book with illustrations.
What's that?
It's just a children's horror storybook. I saw it on display and thought it was cute.
Hey, I remember that book. That's the one with the mud dude, right?
Mud dude?
Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Check it out. Mr. Mud. His footsteps thud and squish around the neighborhood. Hey, wait a minute. You don't think...
Natasha looks over Andy's shoulder and studies the page. Inside, a crude illustration of a creature she instantly recognizes.
That's the dark monster! The thing that attacked me in my room!
As everyone clusters around to look, Andy flips through pages of familiar illustrations and poems.
Never trust a bear?
Spiders, snakes, and slimy things?
How to teach a dead dog tricks? What kind of freaky kids book is this?
Natasha flips the book over to its cover.
Things That Live in the Woods. Poems and Drawings by Cora Pritchard.
Why does that sound so familiar?
I know that name! Cora Pritchard! That's Pritch the Witch!
Hold on. There's something on the back of this book. If you enjoy this book, be sure to check out the Book of Shadows.
Lucas quickly searches for a book with that title, and he finds it.
This can't be a coincidence, right?
Natasha takes a look at the book, which is scarlet-colored with white rectangles and images.
We should check this one out. There might be useful information.
The Book of Shadows is a short story featuring a certain man named Jonas Phileas as the protagonist.
Phileas? Didn't you mention a name like that earlier, Natasha?
Yeah, but it was Goddery Phileas.
Well, then he's definitely a family member of this Goddard guy.
What else does it say?
For generations, Jonas Phileas's family performed a ritual in the woods.
The rite was meant to seal a shadow-shaped spirit with an unknown name.
It must be referring to Mr. Red.
Natasha flips to the next page.
This shadow played with little children in various games and stole their lives and consciousness.
But Jonas Phileas's ancestors, who possessed special powers, caught the shadow and sealed it in a certain place. They would seal it inside a mirror, in a world known as the Realm of the Dead.
To perform the ceremonial rite used to keep the shadow sealed inside the mirror was to fill a special doll with spiritual power and then give it to the shadow as a playmate.
The shadow becomes satisfied for 10 years until the doll loses its power?
Every 10 years, the doll must be recharged with energy and offered back to the shadow. That was the duty given to Jonas Phileas's family, who descended from that spirit medium.
After his father's death, John S. Phileas was also going to inherit that right, as was his family's customs. As long as the right continued peacefully, the shadow would never appear in the real world again. Or at least that's how it should have been.
But John S. Phileas lost his spiritual power in an accident before he had any successors. And because of that, he was unable to perform the rite.
If the shadow seal was released, there would be many victims.
John S. Phileas was bound by his duty and devised an alternate method. He took drastic steps to find something to replace his lost powers. And what he devised was
to take living people and kill them, performing a ritual where their spirit would leave their body and giving that soul to the shadow.
Just as the man hoped, the shadow was delighted and remained in the mirror.
John S. Phileas turned his whole purpose into a blood-soaked ritual. Nevertheless, the man continued to fulfill his duty, for that is the fate of all those born into that household.
The group pauses, their faces pale. They think about the bizarre ritual described in the book.
The story was written based on a family of the Phileas, someone who actually exists. If this isn't just fiction, but was based on reality instead.
Then all those mass murders? Did he cause that just to seal Redfield?
They stay in silence, looking at each other terrifyingly.
Once every 10 years, John S. Phileas killed people to maintain the seal. But then, what happened to him? Is he even alive?
Lily does a quick search on him and finds news articles about him.
John S. Phileas passed away 10 years ago. A few days before we all met Redfield.
Oh gosh, I think I'm going to be sick.
How would some old crackpot know about all this stuff?
I don't know. But I know one way to find out.
We going where I think we're going?
Yep. Time to pay Pritch the Witch a visit.
Stacy pulls onto a gravel road, then parks and shuts off the engine.
Why are we stopping?
There's a gate. We're gonna have to walk.
How could anything bad happen to a bunch of teens all alone in the woods at night?
They all pile out of Stacy's car.
So, can we just go in?
I'm not sure. What does the sign say?
Ava scrutinizes a hand-painted sign partially obscured by a branch.
Trespassers will be...
She lifts the branch.
Sacrificed?
Cool.
We come this far. We can't give up now.
Lucas holds up the gate's rusty iron chain, and they duck underneath. A few minutes later, they crouch in the brush outside of a rundown cabin. Smoke curls from the chimney. Amber light flickers from the windows.
Who wants to be the brave one?
I'd do it. But I don't wanna.
What if the stories are true? What if she cooks us into little clay coffins?
Maybe we can peek inside.
I'll take a look.
Everyone turns to watch Ava, who remains motionless.
Well?
Any second now.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! I'll just knock on the door.
Natasha, wait!
Natasha steps into the clearing and climbs the porch steps. Lifting her arm, she takes a deep breath.
Here goes nothing.
Natasha knocks on the door, but gets no answer.
Hello? Miss Pritchard?
Natasha knocks again, harder.
Huh? Hey guys! I don't think she's...
But her danger instincts kick in, and she quickly turns around. A creature is slinking out from the back.
Holy crap!
Watch out, Natasha!
The dog jumps at her, but she quickly jumps backwards, dodging it.
Whoa, Natasha, how in the...
I have no idea how the hell did I do that.
What do we do now, Natasha? What do we do?
The cabin door swings open, revealing a thin figure silhouetted against the light inside. Noah gasps.
Holy crap, it's her.
Pritch the Witch looks over the group, then scowls.
Looks like we've got some trespassers. You got 30 seconds to tell me what your business is before I let my dog rip you to pieces.